very few clubs may acquire him. Is it a tactic that Messi is trying to use so that he can actually kick out the board management?
I don't think so, because there are options on his clause. If you read close the contract that he signed last, there are two options. That he can leave for 700 million euros. If a team can pay that clause, he can leave. Again, there's another option that he can leave for free. Yeah, but for that he has to, or he must have informed the team by 10th of June.
You're talking about these options of him leaving. Maybe where will you place your cards in terms of the teams that can acquire Lionel Messi? Because I'm looking at the English Premier League. Maybe only Chelsea can afford to get him. Manchester United, I don't think. Liverpool also, I don't think. And maybe Manchester City, because if you look at Manchester United, if they can't even sign Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund, where will they get the money to sign Lionel Messi? And yesterday I saw one of the tweets from a very influential person, Sampai, who is also a sports journalist, and he was saying that it will be tough for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to decide whether to play Greenwood or Messi when he comes there. So where would you place your bet for Messi?
I think in Premier League he can make it to either Man City or Man United, depending on the wage bill, how they can afford him. For Chelsea, for now, I think it's a bit tricky because they've already allocated their funds to other players. They have already other players in their plans, and the issue of wage bill, like the salary he demands, there's no player in Chelsea that earns such a kind of money. So they'll also want to match up with him because they've been there in the club. They've stood for the club when the club needed them. So when you bring such a kind of a player, it will bring conflicts. But for Man City, because of the Guardiola effect, he can fit in there quickly. Man U, I think they have the financial muscles. They can afford him.
But why will you put Manchester United on the list? Because you look at the incredible numbers that Messi earns, the 25 million pounds in a year, and Manchester United even they can't acquire.
No, for Man U they can. They have the financials. They can, though it has to bring other problems because, as I told you, the other players. Because the likes of Pogba, the likes of De Gea, who are big earners, they are not even they're halfway of what is coming to demand. But financially, I'm talking about the finances of a team. Man U are in that position. They can.
Well, what would you say about Paris Saint-Germain? Because it's among the richest teams in Europe. They've tried and acquired Neymar from Barcelona up to 200 million euros. To get him at PSG. Would they want to get Messi into the team? Because Thomas Tuchel, the coach of Paris Saint-Germain, was asked on a press if he could acquire Messi, and he said, like, there's no coach that can say.
Of course, no, like I just told you earlier, there's no team that will not be willing to have Messi. PSG are money bags. They can afford him. They can acquire him. But when he gets to the team, how do they balance him with Neymar? Because you see, Neymar is like the big guy there. He's commanding a lot of respect, a lot of following. You know, he's their star player. When you bring in Messi, they were together at Barcelona. They didn't go well, and that forced Neymar to move out to PSG. When now you bring him to PSG, how do you balance them? You see, now how to manage the squad can be the problem. But in terms of acquiring him, managing his wage bill, or rather the transfer fee, I think PSG are in that position.
So where we stand, Messi is going to leave Barcelona this season, or do you think he's going to stay there with Ronald Koeman now, given that Setien was chased out of the club?
For now, I think they had a meeting with Koeman. It was a private meeting, though. They haven't disclosed the details, but it is said Roman Koeman made it clear that he's not in his plans because he wants to rebuild the team and he needs fresh blood to build. He can't build the team around Messi when he's 33. Yeah, so he needs new fresh blood. That is what has informed Messi, among other issues, to leave. So is for the option of leaving. But again, as I told you, there will be so many bumps along his way to leave, given that there might be a legal battle because of the contract details in his contract, because Barcelona might stand in his way and say he didn't inform them earlier. As I told you, the contract was by 10th June. He should have done so. And Messi may argue and say that the season overran because of the COVID. Yeah. So it went up to August. So it's still within the time. So that is an issue of legal battles, the lawyers and the team. So it might take time. It might not be quite clear-cut at the moment of what is going to happen.
Xavi Hernandez, a former Barcelona player, had a very good connection with Lionel Messi playing back in 2012. They had a very good history, and through his social media he said that he's backing up Lionel Messi. Do you think he has a great impact in terms of trying to advise Messi to leave the club?
He might, but I don't think so, because Messi's good friends, as from the history, is Aguero and Fabregas. And you can see Fabregas has been at the Premier League. Aguero is at the Premier League. They might play a bigger factor in convincing Messi to move to the Premier League as opposed to Xavi.
You've mentioned Paris Saint-Germain, the likes of Kylian Mbappe. They have a very good squad. But again, look at the captain, Thiago. He's almost leaving. He's on the verge of joining Chelsea. On normal circumstances, if you are coach of Chelsea, you know, finishing at the 4th position, you know, since Roman Abramovich actually bought Chelsea, they've been winning titles. But again, we're seeing Frank Lampard has finished at 4th position, but he's still there. Roman Abramovich has backed him up by bringing different players. He has brought in Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech is there, the likes of Pulisic, and now Thiago is on the verge of joining Chelsea. Do you think like it's now the honeymoon for Frank Lampard is over now? It's like Abramovich wants results from this guy.
Sure. You remember last season, Chelsea had the ban to sign players.
Yeah.
They couldn't sign. So, and they sold star player Eden Hazard, about £150 million. Those funds have been pending. They are waiting for the right time, the right moment to spend. And this is the right moment for Chelsea. They're trying to rebuild, and Chelsea is an impatient team for anybody who knows Chelsea properly. They gave Frank 1 season. I think that time is enough in regards to Chelsea hierarchy. So they'll be expecting him to win because they've backed him up. Every player that is requested for is being given. So that is where now the pressure comes in. That is how Frank will start feeling the pressure being a Chelsea manager, because now he has to perform. He has no excuse. He has the squad. Yeah.
We have rumors that maybe they're going to sign Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen. Initially, Chelsea was told to actually give £70 million. Do you think Kai Havertz will land at Chelsea, or it's going to be like Jadon Sancho case at Manchester United? Remember very well, Chilwell also is almost joining Chelsea. What can you say about the two?
I can say the Kai Havertz deal is about 70 to 80%, because from the news coming in, it is said that he might be announced even as early as this week, because the personal details have been already oiled. So it is only the transfer fee between Chelsea and Bayern
Leverkusen
actually, which is really remaining. And it's just a few, the evaluation is a bit small difference, which I'm sure they're going to agree, because there's no any other team chasing him for now. Bayern dropped out of the race. So he's likely to end up at Chelsea alongside Thiago. Thiago Silva is an experienced defender. 35 years, he can guide the Chelsea defense, be in as a leader, because that is what they've been lacking.
Given that they actually consider 54 goals. Many thanks, Eric Shilenje, for making time to be here. We're hoping to keep an eye on the transfer window and see what will traverse in the coming days before the closure. We're taking a short commercial break, but after the break, I'll be coming up with Money Ref and many more. Don't go too far.